Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Nurse Michelle here. You are on a channel where I make nursing videos, lifestyle videos, and occasional travel vlogs. If you like content like that, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. So today I'll be sharing with you guys my struggle with anxiety and being a critical care nurse. I really hope this video helps someone. I really hope this video encourages someone. And if I can deal with this while being an ICU nurse and while being a critical care nurse, while being a PACU nurse, then you can too. So let's get into this video. Definition of anxiety: it's the intense, excessive, and persistent worry and fear about a situation. So I did not realize that I had this problem until I started working in the ICU as a nurse. Even before accepting the job as a new grad nurse, even before accepting the job in the ICU, fear was definitely in my mind. Thought about, if whether I'm capable at being an ICU nurse. I always thought ICU nurses were just so smart and so brave, and they handle some of the toughest situations, and I did not think that I was capable of that. The enemy was really putting fear within me before I even took on this job. But you know what? God is greater, and I prayed about it before accepting my job as a new grad nurse in the ICU. But now that I've accepted this job in the ICU, and I am now going to be responsible for taking care of the sickest patients, I started feeling intense fear, intense anxiety. I was very overwhelmed. I went to work extremely nervous all the time. My senses were at an all-time high. I was freaking out about little things. So I realized that with my anxiety, it manifests in physiological ways, which a lot of people's anxiety do. With the rapid heart rate, breathing fast. But with me, I tend to shake. So my hands start shaking. So that's how my anxiety manifests itself. And imagine being a registered nurse, being in the ICU, and feeling like you're shaking whenever there is an intense situation going on, even not regarding your patient, but with other people's patients, and you want to help, but you feel like everyone's staring at you, and then there's pressure on you to perform. And that's kind of where my anxiety comes from. In a sense, it's kind of like social anxiety, in where there's a lot of eyes on you, so you kind of freeze. And you really, that cannot work being a critical care nurse and trying to save lives. You can't freeze. So that was what was happening to me that first year. And I remember an instant when one of my patients were crashing really bad, and as the nurse, if we're about to intubate a patient in your room, you're responsible for drawing up the meds. So you're responsible for drawing up the propofol, the Versed, whatever they need, the rock, and you're required to push these drugs when the doctor says to push it. So I remember this one scenario in where I had all these drugs drawn up, and they're like, oh yeah, push 5 milligrams of Versed. And the situation, there's a lot of people in the room. There are students, doctors, anesthesiologists, the respiratory therapist, everybody's in the room. And as I am cleaning the hub of my patient's IV, I start to shake, because I also don't know. I think it's because everybody's eyes were on me. I start to shake while I'm doing it, and even sort of connecting the syringe to the tubing was I was still shaking while doing it. And I just felt I don't know, I was just very anxious, and I realized that was happening a lot. That's when I finally accepted that, okay, Michelle, you kind of have a problem with anxiety. I still get the job done, but it's not a smooth process. I often feel very uneasy doing it. And so once I realized that, I had to find a way to overcome this. These are ways that seems to help me. So I made sure that I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to taking care of patients. You don't learn everything in nursing school. You can't possibly learn everything in nursing school. Nursing is continuous education. You're continuously learning. So with me, it got better over time. The more critical encounters I was having with my patients, the more comfortable I was becoming. So with my anxiety, the more I become accustomed to a certain situation, the less it it manifests itself. Since I'm now more experienced, like if something is happening to my patient, let's say we have to reintubate the patient again, like I know what to expect. So because I'm used to it, I've drawn up drugs before, I've pushed these drugs before, I know what to expect. So that kind of eases my mind so that the anxiety is not manifested as much as it used to. Before I would go into work, I make sure I pray. You know, one of my favorite Bible verses to quote is 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, which says, "For God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound mind." So like I know that this feeling, that me feeling anxious whenever I have to perform, or me, you know, feeling anxious when things are going bad, like they aren't me. They're the enemy, the devil telling me that, oh, you can't save this person, or oh, you're gonna mess up, or oh, everybody's looking at you waiting for you to mess up. I think that's kind of where the anxiety comes from, you know, the fear of failure. And you know, as I repeat this Bible verse in my mind, of course, pray before I go to work, it seems to be getting better. I'm not saying that I have completely overcome it, because that would be me lying to you guys, but you know, because of the experience I've had working in such intense environments, I have become more accustomed. I have assimilated into that environment. So it's definitely a lot more manageable now. Having the idea that you are responsible for another human being, like God has trusted you enough to make it this far. Graduate school, past your NCLEX, you've gotten the experience, you've made it this far. Like you are capable, you're more than capable of taking care of these really sick individuals, these really sick, vulnerable people. And you know, I always keep that in the back of my mind, and that's honestly what's been helping me. And also like knowing the fact that if a patient is crashing, you're never alone. There are always people there to help you, you know, is very reassuring. So that's how I have gotten over being extremely anxious when I go to work. I just think, one, it takes time and experience to get accustomed to those certain situations, and two, there will always be help for you. They're never going to let you crash on your own. And three, you know, I'm a Christian. I firmly believe in Christ. So having that reassurance and, you know, reminding myself of that particular Bible verse, that God did not give me a spirit of fear. So what I'm feeling right now is not from God, but He's given me power. That empowers me and strengthens me, and that I'm strong, and that I'm capable of doing certain things, doing things in very critical and nerve-wracking situations. So I really hope this video blesses somebody. I really hope that, I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. So I really wanted to make this video to encourage you guys that you can overcome this anxiety that you're feeling. If the ICU, or being in a critical care nurse, or even being a nurse in general, because nursing everywhere, like anybody can crash. You know, there are nurses on med-surg floors that code patients all the time. So, you know, there are situations like that, rapid responses that occur every single day in hospitals among all units. Do not let fear and anxiety stop you, because you are capable of doing the job. You are capable. You are capable. And that's the message for today. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys in another video. Like I said, like this video if you agree with me. Like this video if it's helped you in any way. And like this video so that more people can see it. So that hopefully it helps them as well. So thank you guys for watching. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.